There's something about anime that never fails to give us chills. It's not just the massive battles or the flashy powers. It's those moments when a single warrior stands alone against thousands. One man, one army, one impossible fight. And yet, they win. Today, we're diving into the most legendary one-man versus an army scenes in anime history. These moments prove why anime isn't just entertainment. It's pure legend. Let's start with the man who needs no introduction, Madara Uchiha. This scene isn't just a fight, it's history. The allied shinobi force, tens of thousands of trained ninja, all ready to face the greatest threat of their era. And Madara, he descends with all his greatness. Kunai, jutsu, strategies, none of it matters. He dismantles squads with nothing but taijutsu, summons meteors from the sky, and makes the entire battlefield realize one terrifying truth. It wasn't an army fighting Madara. It was an army being slaughtered by Madara, from shinobi to the Lord of Darkness, Alucard. In Hellsing Ultimate, armies think numbers will save them. Soldiers with guns, tanks, fleets, they believe they can overwhelm the Vampire King. But Alucard doesn't fight like a man. He fights like a nightmare. Every bullet, every explosion, every scream, it only feeds his madness. He unleashes his familiars, his powers, his true nature, and turns the battlefield into a blood-soaked symphony. This wasn't just one man versus an army. This was one monster, reminding the world why he cannot be killed. Now let's talk about the Black Swordsman. Guts doesn't have magic. He doesn't have immortality. All he has is rage, willpower, and that colossal Dragon Slayer sword. Surrounded by apostles, betrayed by destiny itself, Guts doesn't retreat. He charges. Every swing of his blade tears through monsters far beyond human strength. What makes this moment so legendary isn't just the fight, it's what it means. Guts is fighting armies of demons, but in reality, he's fighting his fate. A single man against a world that has already chosen him to die. And yet, he refuses. And then, we go from tragedy to pure comedy with Saitama. In episode 11 of One Punch Man, armies of monsters rise, led by bosses who think they're untouchable. And Saitama? He doesn't even blink. One punch, that's it. Enemies that would take entire squads of heroes to defeat are erased instantly. And the best part? He looks bored while doing it. It's the perfect parody of anime power scaling. And at the same time, one of the most satisfying displays of overwhelming strength. But if you want despair, there's Utsuro, the immortal being from Gintama who embodies hopelessness itself. His enemies come in waves, swordsmen, warriors, entire factions, and yet he doesn't fall. Every strike against him is meaningless. Every death only fuels his eternal existence. He fights like someone who has lived through centuries of bloodshed and knows nothing can stop him. Utsuro doesn't just face armies, he erases hope. And then there's the king of heroes, Gilgamesh. In Fate Zero, armies are nothing but insects before him. With the gates of Babylon at his command, he summons a storm of legendary weapons. Swords, spears, chains, treasures from every myth and legend, all at once. To Gilgamesh, fighting armies isn't even combat. It's beneath him, and yet, watching his golden reign of destruction reminds us why he stands at the top of heroes and kings alike. If Gilgamesh is arrogance, Ainz Ooal Gown is inevitability. In Overlord 3, he faces armies not with rage or steel, but with magic so absolute it's terrifying. A single spell wipes out thousands. His enemies don't just lose, they never had a chance. To watch Ainz fight is to understand what it means for a human to play master of the game. And then we return to our pirate king in the making, Monkey D. Luffy. This scene of One Piece is pure chills. 50,000 Fishmen warriors stand against him, and with nothing but his conqueror's haki, he drops them all, instantly. No fists, no fight, just presence. Luffy doesn't just defeat armies, he makes them realize who their king will be. But one of my favorite moments comes from Fullmetal Alchemist, Brotherhood. King Bradley, Wrath. He's not immortal, he's not a sorcerer, he's human. And yet when faced with an army, he doesn't hesitate. His blade flashes faster than the eye can follow, cutting through soldiers as if he were born for this one purpose. There's no magic here, just speed, precision, skill. And somehow, that makes Wrath scarier than any sins. Finally, a hidden gem, Tiir Rumibul, from Legend of the Legendary Heroes. He's not as famous as Madara or Saitama, but his moment is unforgettable. A lone fighter standing against a flood of enemies, carrying not just strength, but the weight of tragedy on his back. He doesn't fight for glory. He doesn't fight for power. He fights because he must. And that makes his stand one of the most underrated one-man army moments in all of anime. One man, one army, 10 unforgettable moments. These scenes remind us why anime will always inspire us. Because even when the world stands against them, these characters refuse to fall. So tell me, which of these battles gave you chills? And did I miss another legendary one-man army moment? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with your anime crew. Because we've only scratched the surface of anime's most legendary battles. See you guys!